Hey guys, Ice Cold XP here. Um, I am at the Black Vein station, otherwise known as the oil rig. I'll show you on the map here. Black Vein station. This is where I get all my oil. It is the only place, as far as I know, where you can get an infinite amount of oil. I've traveled across the map from all the way down from the exit station right here on my last video, and I've come all the way up here. I plan on refueling my ship, filling it up with all the oil, and going from there. So let me kind of show you what this looks like. Alright, so I've docked and I've moored my boat. For some reason, every time I park down here, my Typhoons at the front of the ship just don't move at all, just not getting any wind or something. But this one up here will turn, so not sure exactly what's up with that. Um, so as you can see, I've got five diesel, 5 petrol tanks down here, um, and so I've got a hookup for the oil. So here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and hook up this to this right here. Alright, and I am going to be pulling oil from the pump up there and fill all these tanks up right here. And for the diesel, I'm going to pull directly out of these, and my hookup is right here. And there we go. It's going to go ahead and fill up there. I'm going to set this to pull it all as much as it takes to fill. Oh, there we go. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so about halfway right now. So the ship itself is full, but what I'm doing is filling the tanks now. So, all right. So I'm gonna, as far as the petrol, I think for now I'm gonna leave it alone because I need the petrol up there to make more diesel and stuff. So let's see how much we got here. There's totally empty right now. So yeah, so let's go up there. Alright, this is not the prettiest setup, and I've been thinking about redoing this entire thing, but this is what I got right now. As you can see, I've got my diesel tanks, there's 5 of them, and a couple petrol right there, and here are my oil tanks, which are totally full right now. Okay, so as you can see, I ran the lines right down the elevator. I don't know if this is something that's going to stay in the game, if they're going to keep this from happening in the future, but for now it works. I can set them on the edge here, and as you can see, let's see if I can show you real quick. Pass them? Oh, yeah. So you can mount them to these X's right here, right in the center, and I've got 3 of them side by side here. You can't really do it on these, I've found, but you can get it right there in the center. So, and that works. Takes it all the way down. Otherwise, I would have to go down the stairs, find a different way. There's my generator right there. I'll be turning that on soon. But yeah, you can go down this way, I believe, and you take the lines down that way. But the way I've got it right now is probably the best way, as far as I know, directly to the bottom. There's my batteries. Is that 11? Yep. Um, they are powering the station right here. Oops. And what have I got here? My Lumimaxes, got 3 of them. I was kind of trying to put power anywhere I could because you need a ton of power to run all this, just like at the Exodus station. And the oil pump is right down here. Boom. And you turn that on. It needs a lot of power as well. That's what the blue line is for. It goes directly from my batteries. And then the oil will come up right here this way, fill my tanks, and then pull from the tanks. And if I'm filling my boat, it'll go that way. If I need the machine to run, it'll go that way. So I think because I have this set to equalize, it's not going to the boat right now. So let's just see. Oh no, I've got this button off. So turn that on, and let's see what's going on here. I feel like this should be running right now. Let's go down, see what's going on here. That one looks okay. Okay, let's see here. I think this is the problem right here. There we go. Now these will start filling up. It's draining from those barrels up top right now. The diesel must be full because it stopped running. Oh, got caught on something. Yeah, so tanks down here completely full, and my ship should be completely full as well. And it is 2,000. Okay, so I can disconnect that. Okay, so let's get back up there. Now when I run this machine up here, I will fill the barrels up here that just pulled diesel from right here. So they're at 854 right now. So I'll refill those. No petrol at all up here. Okay, so I've got panels. I'll show you. Go up these stairs here. You can see the Lumi Maxes and Lumi Mids up here. And I just tie them into each other and then tie all of them here. And then they go down. Hit that, go straight over to the batteries and fill them up. And then got a line right here. It's coming from over here. So I've got all these panels. I'm trying to get as much power as possible to them batteries so I don't have to worry about power. And so I've got all these doing the same thing, running into that same connector and down. So the main thing is I didn't want to use Typhoons because you have to constantly repair them. They'll eventually break, go on fire and break, and they're not going to work anymore. So these you don't have to repair, but they only run during the day, so you got to get as much power during the day as possible. I do have 2 Typhoons over there, so there's some more power. I'll show you that as well here. There's going to be an update later where there's supposed to be a gyrocopter, so I may need this space up here later to land it to come and go from here. I'm not really sure yet. But yeah, so you can see my Lumi Maxes, and I got 2 Typhoons, and this is what I'm talking about. If I pull out my repair tool, these, see, I don't have to repair them. They're good to go. I have seen where needed like 1 iron before. I'm not sure why, because these have been here a long time and they're not needing anything. So, but check out this. I probably don't even have the materials. Yeah, I don't have any materials right now. So as you see, right now it's at 93.9. Needs fabric, plastic, and iron to fix these. If I don't do anything, it'll need even more materials and to fix these, and that's just a pain in the butt. Um, so yeah, next time I go down, I might grab a little materials to go ahead and fix those. But most of my power is coming from the solar panels. Okay, so I am gonna go downstairs and turn on the oil pump. And I'm just gonna take the shortcut. Alright, so this requires power. This is an infinite source of oil here. I'm gonna turn it on. And you can see by the brightness of these wires when they turn on, the brighter they are, the more power they're pulling. And this requires, I think, 60 kilowatts, or 60, yeah, so 60. So that's a pretty strong draw, and I believe that other machine up front takes the same. So power in, oil out, and that's the way that works. So let's go up there. Of course, when you first get here, there's a bunch of stuff to loot, scrap, you know, all kinds of stuff. I scrapped everything I could find out here, and there could be some hidden places that I've missed. I don't know, but this is all empty now. There was a bunch of stuff, and there's even this tunnel here. It drops down. Let's see, what's this here? Bio dark. All right. So you can see this right here, this line is feeding that pump down there. And the oil is coming up and back into the tanks. But you see after the tanks, oil still coming out because it's still filling my ship down there. So it's kind of going in these and then right back out. If I can see them from here, yeah, you can see they're kind of orange red. So they're filling up. There's 12 of them down there, so that would take a little bit. See if I turn this machine on, if it'll do both at the same time. You can kind of see what the output is here. 72,000. Let's turn this on. And if you look here, I believe it'll hit 60 on the electricity input here. Sorry if that's loud. I'm not sure why it's making all that noise. So now we're filling this tank, and the tanks down at the bottom are filling with petrol right now. And there's some plastic. Sorry, that is quite annoying. It was like losing power and gaining it and losing and gaining and losing gaining. So it should only do that once, so I'm not sure exactly why that was happening. I don't want to annoy y'all with the sounds, so turn that off for now. But this is my setup. Diesel comes out, goes past all these right into my diesel tanks, and then down, actually it'll go down and fill the bottom ones first, but it's 10 of these diesel tanks to 1 petrol, so these fill up extremely slow, and it takes a while. Whereas these fill up pretty quick. Um, when you first get here, there will be some free tanks. If I remember where they are here. Yeah, down here. There'll be some oil tank. Or no, I'm sorry. They're. I believe there's some diesel and petrol tanks sitting right here, and I just emptied them first. I ran a line from them to the ones that I have up there, that I made up there, emptied them, and then scrapped them, and then used that to make more of them. So anyway, you can keep them here and just put a whole section of tanks here, however you want to do it. But I basically just moved them to the top. Now I'm probably going to rethink and redo my entire setup here at some point, and make it a little more efficient and look a little better, because I've just got lines all over the place right now. But it does work, and that's really what matters. It does work. So you can see my batteries are still doing just fine, with the oil pump running downstairs. It does drain faster, of course, when I have this thing on. For a while, when I didn't have enough power, I would run that one for a little bit, and then turn it off and run this one for a little bit, and then turn that off and run that one for a little bit. And I wanted to avoid doing that too. So anyway, that's my setup right now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill my ship up. I probably won't stay for petrol being completely full down there, because it just takes too long. So if I can fill maybe, there's already some on my ship, but I'm gonna fill a little bit. You know, I may not max them out, but I'll fill the ones downstairs at least with some. And whenever I'm ready to leave, I'll just go ahead and leave. But that's it for now. This is what it looks like. So I also plan on rethinking my ship layout, and I think for one thing I have probably way too much power. I'll keep the batteries, but I don't think I need as much power generation as I've got down there. So I may rethink that and do something a little different. Maybe move the tanks around. That's something I've been thinking about doing as well. But when I leave here, my next plan is to go to a seed vault and go down there. Go to a seed vault, get some human seeds, and then I'll show y'all what that looks like, and then I'll go to the Lazarus complex and grow them. So what I was gonna do is show you. You can only access the map from these terminals, so there's one on my ship and one there's actually one up there too. So this is the one. There's no more I got all the human seeds from this one. This is the first one that you go to. The story actually takes you here, and I had to come back 2 more times to end up getting all the seeds from there. And that's the only one I've ever been to. So there's these other ones all over the map here, but there's one real close to the Lazarus complex. So I think I'm gonna come here. When I leave here, I'm gonna come all the way down here, and I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna probably scrap the whole place, set up some power, see how many seeds are there. I don't have no idea how many are there, but I'm gonna collect hopefully 4 of them and go be real close to the Lazarus complex and take them there, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So, but that is the plan so far. Anyway, guys, for now, I think I'm gonna leave that to you. You know what that looks like now, and at least what mine looks like. It's subject to change whenever I feel like doing that. And yeah, and I'll catch you on another one. So you guys have a good day, alright? See you next time.